happens when you claim your power. When you claim your power, in yourself smaller so others feel comfortable. You stop apologizing for your past, for your journey, for who you're becoming. You get clear about what you want, clear about who's for you, and clear about your boundaries. You lead not because you have all the answers, but because you know who you are. You attract more people who see your power, more opportunities align with your power, and more of what you actually want. Because you build. You build from a place of knowing and not reaching, from power and not desperation. That's what's happened when you claim your power. That's what happened when you claim your power. Last week, we identified our overstanders, people who see our power. But here's the thing. Do we see our own power? Do we see our own power? Do we recognize what we've been accumulated over the years? Because your overstanders see something in you that maybe you haven't claimed yet. But today, we claim it. We look at 53 years of living and we say, I have power. Not because my past is perfect, but because my journey. So let's go. Welcome to the Season of Self-Love Podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am so glad that you are here. As we continue to transform in life, so does this podcast. In Season 5, we're moving differently, more intentional, more action, less learning, more doing, less waiting, and more living. This is a space where we don't just talk about self-love, we practice it. We don't just discuss transformation, we live it. Every episode is an invitation to do the work with me, not just listen to me talk about it. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself intentionally is a foundation of true transformation. So get ready, get your journal, get your pen, because in Season 5, we're doing the work together. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people, before we dive into today's teaching, we're going to ground ourselves with a 60-second guided meditation, all right? Today we are seeing our own power, not others' perception, but our own truth. So wherever you are right now, if you could just close your eyes if you can, and I want you to get comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Now slowly release. I want you to place one hand on your heart and say to yourself, I have accumulated power. Inhale. Exhale. Not because my past is perfect, but because of my journey. Inhale. Exhale. I have survived, I have transformed, and I have built. Inhale. Exhale. I claim my power now. One more breath in. Release. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes and let's begin. All right, if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love Podcast, there's something we do every Monday and Wednesday just to help you get us to ground ourselves before we get into the topic at hand. All right, y'all, so let me be real with you all about something, all right? Let me be real with you about something. You know, I'm 53 years old. Yes, I am. And when I say that, when I claim that, I want you to understand what that means, that I've accumulated power. Not because I've had a perfect past and not because I made perfect choices and not because society approved of my journey, but because I have lived. And when I said I've lived, I really lived. I have survived. I've survived judgment. I've survived shame in the industry that exploited people who said that I would never be anything, a marriage that broke me, and the loss of betrayal. I've survived the weight of being seen as less than. And guess what, y'all? I'm still here. I'm still here, and that's power. I have transformed. I went from performing in ways that didn't serve me to coaching, from hiding who I am to being unashamed, from shame-based living to self-love-based living. I went from seeking validation from others to building my own authority, from being controlled to being free, from being survival mode to thriving mode. And that's transformation. That is power. I have built it. I have built a business I love, a podcast with over 400 plus episodes, a community of people who trust me to hold their healing. I have built partnerships. I have built a home. I have built relationships that are real. And I have built the app, Elevate Me, to reach people at a scale. And I have built a life that matters to me. That's building. That's power. All right, let me break down what I've accumulated in over these 53 years, all right? I accumulated a family, people who love me, people who know me, people who I've influenced and who've influenced me. That's accumulated. Then my health is back. Post-explant healing, getting my body back, getting my energy back, getting myself back. I have vitality. I have strength. I have wellness. I'm building intentionally. That's accumulating. So now let's talk about business app, multiple platforms, multiple revenue streams, podcasts, reaching hundreds of thousands, live shows, coaching clients, book, and now an app. Work that fuels me, work that serves people, works that align with who I am. That's accumulated. And a partner, a man who loves me for me, not for who he wants me to be, not for who he think I can be to him, but he loves Nyomi, the goddess, the real me, fully me, and all of me. That's what I accumulated. And you ask why this is power. Now, what I want you to understand is that totally different from what I had before. This is totally different from what people said that I deserve. When I was in an adult industry, people said that I would never have respect, never have a real career, never find a good man. When I was hiding, people said that you should just accept shame by any portion. When I was in a broken marriage, people said that I should accept crumbs because of my past. And now I have health, I have family, I have a business, I have a partner who respects me, I have power, not because I did everything right, because I did the work. I did the work. And you know what that work created? It created this power. It created this power. So now let me be clear about what created this power. One, I faced the truth. I looked at what wasn't working and I didn't turn from it. And then two, I did the healing, therapy, coaching, spiritual work, shadow work, invested in myself. And three, I took action. I took action. I didn't just think about change. I made changes. Divorce, career pivot, health decision, relationship choices. For I stayed committed, even when it was hard, even when I doubted, I showed up for myself. And five, I built a community. I didn't do it alone. I found people who believe in me, and I let them in. And six, I kept evolving. I kept evolving. I didn't stop at one transformation. I keep growing. I keep building. I keep becoming. And that's what created this power. That is what created this power. So now that I talked about me and what I accumulated in this 53 years in the power that I have, now I want to talk about you. I want to talk about you because you have accumulated power too. Maybe you don't see it yet, but it's there. It's there. What have you survived? Heartbreak, loss, betrayal, judgment, illness, hardship, discrimination, abuse. What is it? You survived it, and that's power. What have you transformed? Have you transformed your relationships? You ended toxic ones and healed from broken ones. Career. Maybe you changed direction or found your calling, or your health. You recovered, you rebuilt, you reclaimed. And maybe it's your beliefs. You let go what no longer serves you. Or your identity. You became who you actually are. Or patterns. Did you break those cycles? Did you create new ones? If you did, you transformed. And that's power. That's power. What have you built? A home? Have you built a family? How about a business? What about friendships? New friendships? What about a community? Have you built skills? Have you built knowledge? Have you built a life? If you built it, that's power. That's power. So here's what I would need you to know. That your power isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. Your power isn't about having it all at once. Not having it all figured out. It's about the journey. Your power isn't about what people say you should be. It's about who you actually are. You see, your power is accumulated. It's not suddenly there one day. It's not there suddenly in one day. It's built. It's built through choices, through healing, through actions, through community, through growth, through becoming. And nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take that away from you. Now, I want to address something. And I want to address something really real. You know, some people still don't see my power. Even now, even with all of this, they see my past and they think that's all I am. They hear adult industry and they don't see a coach. They don't see the healer. They don't see the goddess. They see a divorced woman and they think failure. They don't see freedom. They don't see someone building an app and they think reaching. They don't see serving. Those people can't see my power. Those people can't see my power. And you know what? That is okay. Because the people who matter, my overstanders, those are my real community. They see it. They celebrate it. They hold space for it. And that's enough. That's enough. So let's talk about claiming your power. So what does claiming your power look like? It looks like an acknowledgement. Stopping and really seeing what you've accomplished, what you've survived, what you've built. Not minimizing, not apologizing for it, but just seeing. And it looks like gratitude. For every hard moment that taught you something, every failure that redirected you, every person who believed in you, every choice you made to change, it looks like unapologetic living. Walking into a room knowing your worth, making choices that serve you and speaking your truth and setting boundaries. Not asking for permission, not seeking validation, just being. It looks like continuation, right? You see, you don't stop at the one transformation. You keep growing, you keep building, you keep becoming. And your power isn't a destination. It's a way of being. It's a way of being. So what happens when you claim your power? When you claim your power, yourself smaller so others feel comfortable. You stop apologizing for your past, for your journey, for who you're becoming. You get clear about what you want, clear about who's for you, and clear about your boundaries. You lead not because you have all the answers, but because you know who you are. You attract more people who see your power, more opportunities align with your power, and more of what you actually want. Because you build from a place of knowing and not reaching, from power and not desperation. That's what's happened when you claim your power. That's what happened when you claim your power. All right, my beautiful people, let's do our closing affirmation. I want you to repeat after me. I accumulate power, not just because my past is perfect, but because of my journey. I have survived, I have transformed, and I have built. I acknowledge my power. I am grateful for my journey. I claim my worth. I claim my strength. I claim my becoming. I am apologetic about who I am. I am powerful. I am worthy. I am enough. I am reclaimed. I am unashamed. And I am unstoppable. All right, my beautiful people. Well, you have 53 years. I have 53 years, or however many years that you have accumulated. It all accumulated power. You don't have to earn it. It's already yours. You just have to claim it. Your overstanders see it. Your real community celebrates it. Now it's time for you to see it too. So on Action Wednesday, we are going to do a power inventory. We're going to identify exactly what power that you've accumulated, because you need to see it. You need to claim it. So until then, it's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks here, reminding you that you have accumulated power. Stop shrinking, stop apologizing, and start claiming it. Be good to one another, in yourselves, and always keep it sexy. Love yourself first so you can love others well. All right? All right, and don't forget to watch us on YouTube. The Season of Self-Love is now on YouTube, so subscribe for videos, episodes, behind the scenes content, and much, much more. All right, my beautiful people, have a good one. If you got something from today's episode, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and come back every Monday and Wednesday, because we are doing the work in this season. I love you. I'll see you next time.